Hey there, it's Wandering Chef Amy, and I am here with you today at the lovely Walmart. Yes, on purpose. But the reason I'm here is I want to share with you some necessities for the kitchen because, as I had mentioned before in my About Me video the last time, the majority of what the purpose of the Wandering Chef is about is mindful eating. So you can't mindfully eat if you don't know how to mindfully cook. So I don't know what the extent of your particular experience is in the kitchen, but I'm just going to essentially pretend that you're novice and a beginner, and that's okay because that's why I call this intro to the kitchen, back to basics basically. So remember home ec, or even if you're in the younger generation, you probably haven't even had home ec. And it's very sad, but anyway, so I will be that for you. So let's start out with some of the basics. Obviously you're going to need some pots and pans, and I'm in here in a whole mess of so this looks very complicated and overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be that way. Ultimately I would suggest getting something sort of like this here. I'm going to turn you over. That has all of the basics in it, and it also has some utensils that you're going to need, such as the spoons and a turner, which is also known as spatula sometimes. But you want to look for stuff that also has, you don't want it to have anything that is not good for you, such as this guy, like right here says toxin free of all of that jazz right there. You do not want anything that does not say that, to be honest, in my opinion anyway. It does say dishwasher safe, which a lot of them are. I personally don't put them in because if it has a coating to it, such as this one here, it's a ceramic coating, it can really damage the quality of the pan. So it's, I mean, everything comes off lickety split if they're coated like that anyway. So I would just hand wash them if I were you. But anyway, that's what I would suggest. This one, you know, it's a $100. The other that I was looking at is $79. I mean, it just varies, and obviously you can always go online and stuff too, but you know, if it's here, you might as well see what's going on. And they usually have a lot of sales and rollbacks and so forth, but it's totally up to you. If you want to a la carte it and just buy one piece at a time, you can also do that, of course. But those are the basics with that. And then we also have, you know, lots of extras like griddles, and I personally collect Lodge pans. I love them. They are cast iron, but they do require a little bit of work. You got to season them up and make sure they don't rust and all of that. So that's down the road if you feel like you're really interested in going further with your cooking, which I hope you will, because it is a form of meditation and isn't frustrating if you know what you're doing. So so we're to a different wall, and these are all the extras. So obviously, you know, if you're making pizza, a pizza cutter would be handy. I've used scissors before, but kind of messy. So that these are peelers for like your potatoes and your carrots. Obviously you need a can opener. I mean, you can go down the list here as to your particular wants and needs, and if you don't know what it is, look it up, you know. But then they have all these other little extra spoons and tongs definitely you'll want, measuring spoons, liquid measuring cups, those are a must. And then mixing bowls if you don't have anything to mix things in, and definitely you'll want one of these colanders for draining potatoes and pasta and that kind of thing. You can find them in a variety of prices and so forth. And secret, you can go straight to the Dollar Tree and get a lot of this stuff. I don't suggest getting your knives or your I don't even think they have pots and pans, but if they do, I personally wouldn't get them. But let's see what else. Oh, we need to get some baking items as well. And you don't have to go getting it at once, of course, because it is kind of pricey, but that's why you have to look for sales. And again, if you want to go online to Amazon, you know, They tend to be the king of prices. So, but you like this. So here's a cake pan that you can use for like casseroles or anything else like that. $1.98. Is it going to be the best quality one? No, but can you start with it? Absolutely. Down here are a little bit more quality. You can feel it in the durability, and it has 2 coats, added reinforcement, and these all should be non-stick. However, I still usually spray them with some olive oil. Here's the glass baking pans and so forth. I mean, I have a couple of them, but quite frankly, I usually go this route here because they are so much easier to clean up and so. Or one more thing, you can always invest in aluminum foil, which I don't suggest. I don't suggest cooking in foil. There's a lot of health documentation out there that says it's really not good for us, but not really much is, right? These lodge pans that I was talking about that I collect, I just love them. They're so much fun. Good for camping too, cooking outdoors. And that's the ultimate goal, is I want to get a little RV one day and start treat and talk about getting inspired by my journeys. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we did, you'll need one of these as well. A pot for soups and all that good stuff, which I guess they do usually come in the sets with the other pans. So I hope y'all are having a really good day. It's beautiful here in Missouri right now. What am I missing, y'all? Of course, you probably already have all the towels and so forth. I feel like I'm talking to a new college student and trying to sit here and buy you all these things that you'll need and not even knowing what your kitchen looks like. Oh, a whisk. You need a whisk. Definitely need a whisk. Okay, and the last things, really, you'll need knives. And knives are really subjective. Like, look at these guys. That has a whole mess of different knives. I mean, it's pretty. So is this one. I bought that actually, and it didn't sit well on my counter, so I brought it back. But most of them have just way too much stuff. Honestly, the one that I work with, my everyday, my go-to knife is a Santuco knife, or Tuco. Santuco, there it is. That's what I use on the daily for most things, and it, for slice and dicing and all that goodness. There is also a paring knife. You'll need that for cutting small things such as tomatoes or grapes, etc., etc. But it's up to you. I mean, if you like pretty knives, that's a pretty knife. But they're all really going to cut the same as long as you know how to handle them. So we would definitely need to. The only thing worse than a sharp knife is a dull knife. They are incredibly dangerous. So you need to invest in some type of sharpener to make sure that bad boy stays sharp. And I sharpen mine every use, actually, just to be safe and make sure I have a good one. Okay, and then moving on to cutting boards. You'll need something to cut all this goodness on. I have both the plastic version, and then I also have a wooden version. In the wooden version, I only cut produce and so forth, and this is about anti-inflammatory, so you won't see me using much meat at all. Well, you won't see me using any meat, to be honest. So with that being said, about that. So anti-inflammatory is important to reset your system. And I'm not saying you should never ever eat meat. It's not a save the chicken type of thing with me. It's just it's actually a preference. I really prefer, I'm not really into that texture of meat anymore. But if you do still eat meat, you want to make sure that you put anything raw on one of these cutting boards, the plastic, because wood can be permeated and penetrated with any bacteria that might be in there, and you don't want that. So let's see. And I'm sure you have silverware. Well, anyway, I guess that's just about it. I know that was kind of a lot, but I mean, it's necessary. And like I said, you know, hit up all these different places that you have. Like, if you have a Marshall's, they have tons of really awesome cookware and gadgets and so forth. I go there all the time. If you have an outlet mall, we have a Wusthof, which is my dream knife set. They're still very expensive, but once I get to 1,000 followers here, that's my goal, y'all. So please subscribe and also share with your friends, because I got to get to that goal so I can go in there and buy myself a $150 knife and not blink an eye. But you know, again, everyone's different. Everyone's style is different, and if you like it, buy it. It'll work just the same. But I'm just saying, you don't have to spend a minute to find usable items. So that's it for this segment. And the next segment will actually get into the kitchen as far as what you need, from spices to you know, where we're gonna go as far as the recipes are concerned, and talk about shopping lists and all that, if you're gonna cook with me, which I really hope you will, and I think that will be so much fun. So anyway, happy Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.